Gamers, let's talk Lua. Say hello to logical operators. Yeah, so basically, logical. One of the last videos, I was talking about logical operators, but actually I meant relational operators. Today we are going to talk about logical operators, right there, and those are and, or, and not. That's it, and, or, and not, and they go hand in hand with the if function. So let's head on over to a Notepad++ and just kind of mess around a little bit. Okay, so let's write them out at the top here. We're going to be talking about, I'm going to use my comment, double hyphen, and then we're going to and, if, and, or. No, I'm sorry, not if. And, or, and not. And not. Okay, and, or, and not. So the well, let me just actually show you them instead of trying to let me just comment this one out. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out a good example here. I've set A equal to 1 and B equal to 3. And now what I'm going to do is run a test on it. So we'll leave B like that. B equals 0. So then we're going to put an and after that. And what this is implying is that there's a second condition that has to be met. So let's say A, if B equals 0 and A equals 1, then B equals 100, print B. Pretty simple, right? Let's go run over to our command prompt. And remember, mine is the way I like to pull up a command prompt is shift right click on the folder that the code is in, and then click open command prompt here or whatever, something to that effect. And we're going to say test2.lua and enter. And here it just says please enter number, which is what it's called, vestigial. It's just not necessary. We should just comment that out because that's confusing. Right, and so let's run it again. Oh, I didn't save it. It said please enter a number. Of course we didn't do that because we commented out that section. A equals 1, B equals 3. Therefore, since B does not equal 0, it quits the conditional statement, skips all of that, goes down and prints B, which is 3. If it had satisfied this, then B would have changed. So let's do something like this. If B is greater than or equal to 0, so we'll save that, run in here, test 2, and there you go. So B does change. Okay, so just trying to make things a little bit more pretty, I said B equals colon and then the concatenator. When we actually run that, it says B equals 100. So that's a little bit easier to read. Okay, so let's try out or. You'll notice here I changed this back to B has to equal 0. And then let's type in or, enter, save, go over to our command prompt, up arrow, and B equals 100. So you can see there that B was originally 3, and then once it went through the if statement, A was satisfied. A did equal 1, and so therefore it set B equal to 100. And then it printed out B equals 100. Okay, so the not function is completely different. Those are testing values, and it's allowing you to add more options. The not is actually just reversing whatever the value is. And if we look at the textbook, you can see here that it only pretty well applies to some of the true or false, the Boolean type variables. So here we have not nil, and that set means that it's true. So instead of it being nothing, it is something. So it's not super clear and easy to understand, but that's the way that works. So then false, of course, gets flipped to true. 0 gets flipped to what? 0? Okay, well, I would have expected that to be true, but apparently it's not. So print not 0. Let's pull up a Lua command line and type that out. I'm just curious. Print not 0. False. Okay. Okay, so for practice, what I want you to do is test to see if the month and the day that, well, wait a minute. Yeah. I think I'll just come up with some examples, send them to you in a Google Doc, and you can just run through those that way. So one thing that I really want to start working on now, is a word game. I think we have a lot of the basics, the fundamentals needed in order to do this. So go ahead and open up a new Notepad++, and I'm going to kind of work through it really quickly, some of the basic lines of this game that we'll be setting up, and I'll probably also give it to you in text form via Google Doc, so you can see it. Yes. Okay, guys, so here's the code. It's, I mean, to do even a simple thing, it can take a bit, okay? But I'm going to blaze through this code really fast, so please pay attention. So first of all, we've just got the title up here with our commented out, double hyphen. I know it's hard to see on this color scheme. And then right here, I've just printed out, what's your name? Here, I've defined a variable, and this variable is called name, and of course it holds the name of the player. So the player is gonna, what be your name? That was pretty bad. What be your name? Okay, that's weird. Moving along. Okay, so we've got name io.read. After that, we've got print. We're just gonna say welcome, Mark, to Pirates Cove. And then it's going to go ahead and initialize my health points. That's just kind of something that throughout the game it'll be adjusted, and so on. Okay, so we're just going to get straight into the action here. So a little comment so that I can kind of segregate or kind of break my code up, right? So attack section. In here it says, do you want to attack? Y or N. And then what happens is I just want the user to input a Y or a N for yes or no. And so, of course, we do an io.read for the user input. This then is checked here in the if statement. And so attack, which is the input that I just read, is tested against Y. And if it is yes, then that means we want to attack. And then we're going to say a ship on the horizon. You don't have to do this, but it's nice. And then print attack. Random underscore number. This is, let me park out on here for just a second. It's a little bit difficult to get random numbers in Lua for some reason, at least on my computer. So the way I had to do it was I had to take the clock number, and you can see here whenever I print OS clock, the number changes. So with that, then I do a modulus of it. Now, you have to refer to the other video about what exactly a modulus is, but it will basically give me a random number. So let's try that out real quick. It's not quite as random as I thought. I've got an idea. Success. Okay, so yeah, it's complicated, but it works. So I think we might actually use this from now on as a way of creating random numbers. So you don't have to understand exactly what's going on here, but we will need this a lot, and so we don't want to have to come back to it every single time. So that's why we're going to eventually get into functions. So and I'll show you how to write this one place, and you can reference it a whole bunch of times. All right, so moving right along, here we have our health points. We're going to deduct some the random number from our health points. We're also going to use the random number to check to see if we won or not, and that is on this line. And that's where we see, okay, is the random number greater than 4? If it is, then we have success, and it shows your HP, your health points left, because you take some damage. and then or else it game over. So let's save this and run it.